Hey everyone, and welcome to Dumbo Brooklyn. Today is July 5th, 2025, the day after the 4th of July. And we're going to be doing an all-inclusive walking tour of one of my favorite neighborhoods here in Brooklyn, New York. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're currently standing on the corner of Front Street. You have this beautiful view of the Manhattan Bridge here. You also have these beautiful Belgian block and original cobblestone streets with sweeping views of the Brooklyn Bridge. Now it is a Saturday on the 4th of July weekend, so there's going to be so many people out, all types of different activities. You'll see people eating at the restaurants, outdoor dining, lots of coffee shops. And on the weekends, they even have this, it's almost like an outdoor street festival under the Manhattan Bridge. And there's vendors selling clothing, little pop-up shops. It's pretty cool. And by the end of the walk, you'll see why this is one of the most popular and trendy neighborhoods in all of New York City. You have beautiful architecture, great culture. It's a nice reprieve from being in Midtown Manhattan, where every single building is just a glass-encased skyscraper. Here there's so much history, and some of the buildings are over 100 years old. There's so much character all around the neighborhood. It's about 92 degrees today in New York City. Here we are now on the corner of Water Street. You have these stunning buildings with the brick facade. And if you look closely, you could even see not only pedestrians, but cyclists going across the Manhattan Bridge from the Brooklyn side all the way to Manhattan. And here's some of the cool pop-up shops they have. I would say if you're visiting New York, you've got to walk over both the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. However, the Brooklyn Bridge is more touristy and a little bit more structured for people to walk over. The Manhattan Bridge is not. It's definitely a little bit more urban. So if you're visiting here with your family members, especially if you have young kids, probably best just to stick with the Brooklyn Bridge.
Got more if you want.
Another thing I really like about New York in general, but specifically Dumbo, is the exposure to all these gorgeous water towers on top of the buildings. we're now going to walk under the Manhattan Bridge, under one of the trusses. And this is the Brooklyn Flea, Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. It's a really, really cool experience under here. All different types of vintage albums. Different types of jewelry, silverware. Trying to make our way through.
Coffee shop and open like day.
And there's even a little Dumbo station here where you can get a drink, grab a coffee. It's very, very unique. And then if we continue to walk all the way down, this will bring us closer towards the Brooklyn Bridge side. So we are headed westbound. It's definitely extra crowded being that it's the 4th of July weekend. But look at how gorgeous these Belgian block streets are. Okay, we'll cross Water Street. One of the things you'll notice as well is a lot of the new development that's going on here. And I like how the developers are being very mindful of the originality of the neighborhood. And they're not just building this glass, ugly skyscraper that doesn't really fit with the neighborhood. They're trying to make it modern, but also keep it, in tune with a lot of the original red brick facades that really make Dumbo what it is. Like a very charming neighborhood. We're now on the corner of Adams Street and Front Street, where we'll now make a right and head by the Brooklyn Bridge. Here's one more view looking back to where we were. Again, right under the Manhattan Bridge. Now, my favorite new development in terms of a condominium building here in Dumbo is Olympia Dumbo. And it's such a unique building with some of the most spectacular views overlooking Lower Manhattan as well as the Brooklyn Bridge. And the architect on the project made the facade of the building resemble a sail on a sailboat. And if you ever tour a unit at Olympia Dumbo, you'll notice all of the fixtures and the finishes and even just the layouts of the floor plans are all methodically designed to resemble nautical ideals, so to speak. It's very, very unique. This is the very famous Front Street Pizza that sits right on the corner of Washington Street and Front Street. Now, one of the most well-known photographed places in all of New York City sits right here. So if you want to navigate here, just type into Google Maps Front Street Pizza, and it'll bring you to the corner of Washington Street and Front Street. And once we make this right here, you're really going to see what I'm talking about. You'll notice a lot of the tourists already lined up to take those photos of the Empire State Building that sits right in the middle of the truss of the Manhattan Bridge. So here it is.
Literally, that's the reason why.
And the city of New York actually closed down this street because it was getting way too dangerous for vehicles to come down here while all the tourists were, enjoying the views and taking some photos. So I think that was a really good decision by the city of New York to do that. And again, if you focus in the center of the screen, you'll be able to see the Empire State Building. There's some good coffee shops on Front Street too. You have a Joe Coffee to the right. You also have a Devotion, which is one block over. That's a really good spot. This is just an awesome public space. Plenty of seating. Lots of different tables and chairs. And again, you're walking down this gorgeous cobblestone / Belgian block street. Okay, this is now on the corner of Water Street. And again, look at these gorgeous buildings here with the bright red brick facade with the black outer trim. It's an architectural masterclass, Dumbo Brooklyn. Now, if you keep walking all the way to the end on Washington Street, you're going to reach the park, which is unbelievable. The park is really, really stunning. And this will bring you around by Jane's Carousel. So if you're traveling to New York and you have small, young kids, maybe consider taking them to Jane's Carousel here by the Brooklyn Bridge Park. You can see a little bit of the Brooklyn Bridge right now in the distance. Now you're going to see a very tall building just to the left of the Manhattan Bridge. That building is a luxury high-rise condo developed by Extel, which is Gary Burnett's development company. Gary Burnett was the founder of New York City's Billionaires Row, first with 157 West 57th Street, and then later with Central Park Tower, 217 West 57th Street. But One Manhattan Square is another one of his projects, which has great views of the Brooklyn Bridge, also the World Trade Center. We have now reached the corner of Plymouth Street, and this is the start of Brooklyn Bridge Park, but I'll zoom in on the camera here and just look at how gorgeous those views are of the Brooklyn Bridge. And see the subway going over the Manhattan Bridge. Now we're coming on the cross street of Main Street now. Inside this big, gorgeous brick building is an entire food hall. The Empire Food Hall. And coming into view in the right-hand corner of the screen is going to be the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan. But before we continue on our walk down here, I want to show you Olympia Dumbo, which is at the very end of the block here. You can see some of the units have those gorgeous balconies. This is my favorite new development in New York City, well, in Brooklyn. And here you have nice places to dine outside too.
I mean, I will say,
Well, that's what I said.
I haven't been up there. Yeah, I haven't been up.
This is the New York City water taxi. I'll try to zoom in on it for you. It's just now crossing under the Manhattan Bridge. It's just really great waterfront property here. This is just a beautiful area. And to the right is Jane's Carousel. And here's the main entrance to the Empire stores. This is like an indoor-outdoor mall. And there's an amazing food court in here too. Definitely best to come here during the spring and in the summer, because Dumbo is a place in New York City to come to where it can be best enjoyed when the weather is great. You have really great views of the Brooklyn Bridge too. And right from the carousel, look at these views of the Brooklyn Bridge. Now this is pretty cool because if we zoom in, that conglomerate of glass buildings in the distance is the Hudson Yards, all the way at 34th Street, over by the Moynihan Train Hall. And in a moment you'll see the water taxi going by again. Okay, we'll go ahead and merge onto the boardwalk. And this path will take us all the way to what I like to call the main area of Dumbo. Kind of by Grimaldi's Pizza, also the Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory is a great place to go if you're a tourist visiting Dumbo. Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory is a very cool place to go. And really spectacular views of Lower Manhattan here as well. And right under the Brooklyn Bridge, they have a little memorial set up due to the tragic accident that happened that left, I believe, 5 sailors dead. There was a Mexican ship that took off from South Street Seaport, Pier 17 in Lower Manhattan, and I think the wind caught it in a wrong way, and there was a crash here. It was very, very tragic and sad. But in the distance, you could even see the Statue of Liberty. It's such a clear day. It's a nice memorial that they set up. There's the World Trade Center, as well as 130 William. There's a really great view of the top section of Olympia Dumbo. This gives you a really good idea of just how spectacular the views are from those balconies. It's unbelievable. We're now walking under the Brooklyn Bridge. And we're now going to see the Luke's Lobster right here. You're going to have Ignacio's Pizza, which is in this gorgeous red brick facade building right here. Ignacio's is very, very good. However, I believe it's only cash only. So just a little bit of a forewarning. We're now going to enter Old Fulton Street. And it's probably going to be packed today. Here you have Luke's Lobster. Ignacio's looks really busy.
Like she's like absorbed all his energy. Yeah. He's like this is completely sunken in. Like arms. They were just waiting next to us.
Yeah, I know.
And in front of us
Which way?
is the Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory. It's just everywhere you turn in Dumbo is this scenic view. Beautiful Manhattan Bridge. This is one of my favorite shots right here of the Brooklyn Bridge. To the right of us, you have the famous River Cafe. Also, one of my favorite coffee shops is just off to the left. If you come to Dumbo Brooklyn, make sure you visit Arabica Coffee. Not only is the coffee very good, but also the views are very good. It's such a unique property.
What do you mean, just me?
They're all taking pictures of this view, which is really a stunning photo here. This is now Old Fulton. Lots of outdoor dining and really restaurants lining the entire street. Shake Shack here. Wow, this mango sticky rice looks amazing. You know, the best mangoes I've ever had in my life were from Jeju Island, Korea. And they were so good I wanted to order them and ship them back to the United States, but they don't do international shipping. So if you're looking to travel somewhere and eat the best mangoes on earth, literally, you got to go to Jeju Islands. There's a special mango farm there that's unbelievable. Lines out the door here. You also have Spumoni Gardens just off to the right. And you have Grimaldi's in this building to the left at 1 Front Street. Grimaldi's is very good. And then, of course, Olympia Dumbo. I'm going to turn around here just so you can see the facade at Grimaldi's. It's one of my favorite buildings in New York City. Not only is it a cast iron facade, but it's a white clad facade. Very, very cool. And across the street here is Spumoni Gardens. This place is very, very famous, family owned and operated since 1937. We'll wait for the light and then we'll cross over. So now that we're headed northbound, we're going to run right into Arabica coffee, as well as the Brooklyn ice cream factory. But this is what I was talking about. I mean, just look at how old these buildings are. Walt Whitman. The site was completed in 1894. I really, really love the red brick facades here. I mean, look at that foyer. It's amazing. This is the inside of Arabica. It smells great in here. Now going down further on the corner of Everett Street is the Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory right here. This is a really great spot. They have nice outdoor dining space too.
different.
And now we're back to Brooklyn Bridge Park, where they just opened this in the summer of 2025. This is a public pavilion as well as public restrooms. Really nice green space here. But check out 8 Fulton Street. This is another stunning building. All that brick and mortar. And you have great views looking all the way to Midtown Manhattan and the Empire State Building. You could actually see the Empire State Building, Central Park Tower, 1 Vanderbilt 270 Park, and the Steinway Tower. All from here. This is the line for everybody waiting to get on the ferry.
I know I didn't make that. What am I saying?
We'll loop back around here, and I want to show you a gorgeous view of the, not the Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, excuse me. But you can even see all the way to the South Street Seaport here, Pier 17, all of Lower Manhattan. You can even see where the Staten Island ferry takes off. Let's zoom in on the ferry once again. We'll go ahead and make a left on Furman Street. Because I want to show you this really cool outdoor bar. If you come to Brooklyn in the summer, Dumbo, you got to come here. Here's this really cool outdoor bar. You could grab a drink and you have this stunning view of the city. I would highly suggest coming here during a sunset. And then this is that gorgeous River Cafe. This is a great place to have a wedding. But if you all enjoyed that walking tour of Dumbo Brooklyn, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. And if you need help moving to New York City, purchasing an apartment, I'd love to work with you. Send me an email at the email address below. But until then, we will see you all in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.